amazing personality, of the changes she made in her life, and how she set her mind up. A beautiful day begins with a mindset. The moment that you start saying that you want to do, life becomes a blessing. You will achieve those goals, and you will, once you master them, you will get such satisfaction, and ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਇੰਨਾ ਮਨ ਸ਼ਾਂਤ ਹੋਏਗਾ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੁਝ ਅਚੀਵ ਕੀਤਾ. It could be a recipe of the day. It could be going out for 20 minutes walk to 45 minutes. You've achieved a goal. Doesn't have to be work and monetary based ਜਾਂ ਪੈਸਾ ਧਨ. ਅਸੀਂ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਜੋ ਵੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਟੈਲੈਂਟ ਹੈਗਾ ਆ, bring it out and resonate that with your emotions and heart, because the heart can trap so much. And I'm going to be connecting with Adriana all the way from Alabama, but now a UK residence. Also, maybe she's hanging on to a USA passport. We'll check out that too. So, as beautiful as the rainbows colors are in her life today, the thunderstorms have left her. But sometimes, Adriana, welcome. Sometimes there are some emotions that interact and stay very deep set in our hearts. The first and foremost, are you dual nationality?
I am indeed.
There you are, you're having the joys of the dual nationality. It's a pleasure to hang on to both. Now let's come back to just a passing question. Let's come to how these emotions can affect us through the transitional period, and what measures have you taken for the emotions that can be there, probably coming and going, and seeing what you are today and how you were before? Does it sometimes make you weepy?
Yeah, of course. Of course, I would be lying to you if I
say, what the hell did I do, and how did I get that far?
Yeah, and so the fact that, I'm just sharing the photos with your audience as the first audience to ever see these photos
what an honor. Such an honor.
There's a bit of concern, right? Because I look at that and I don't actually recognize myself.
Wow.
And when I see it, I think, how on earth did I allow myself to get that big? Why didn't I do something sooner? And so there's always a bit of regret of the fact that I allowed myself to get that far.
Yeah.
But then I have to stop, because living with regret is
and
not...
And the past. Yeah.
Exactly.
Repenting on that.
It's not helpful.
It's not going to change. Yeah.
It's reframing my mindset to say, actually, I made a decision, I made a change, and this is the way I live going forward, and focusing on where I am now and where I'm going, as opposed to where I was.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then if you keep reflecting on the past, then maybe you are not then thinking in the positive mind. But have you ever thought of yourself, I'm damn proud of what I've done? Have you ever put that notion in your mind?
Yes.
Good.
Yes, I have. On a few occasions. I mean, there's obviously...
Not every day?
Not every... Well, do you know what? Most days, I do meditate most every day. And I do give myself affirmations every day when I meditate.
Yeah.
So, and some days it would be, I'm really proud of myself, or I accept myself exactly as I am.
Yeah.
Because I recognize that through the years, having been that weight, I was rejecting myself physically. That's part of putting on that much weight, right?
I was just thinking, what is the next bigger set of clothes that I need to buy?
Exactly. And so now, mindset has a lot to do with that, because yes, I am proud of what I've accomplished, and I accept myself as I am, but that took some time. It took me years to get to the point where I could say that.
Yeah. So ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਕਹਿਣ ਦਾ ਭਾਵ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਵਜ਼ਨ 30 ਸਟੋਨ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਸੀ, ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਭਾਰ ਘਟਾਇਆ, ਔਰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਖਾਣੇ ਖਾਦੇ ਸੀ, ਫਾਸਟ ਫੂਡਸ, ਫੈਟ ਫੂਡ, ਸ਼ੂਗਰਸ, ਕ੍ਰਿਸਪ ਤੇ ਹੋਰ ਫਿਜ਼ੀ ਡਰਿੰਕਸ, ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਪਿੱਛੋਂ ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਸੋਚ ਕੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਹਲੂਣਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਪਣਾ ਸਰੀਰ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਇਦਾਂ ਦਾ ਬੇਬਸ ਕਰ ਲਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਟੂ 30 ਸਟੋਨਸ, ਔਰ ਫਿਰ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਹਲੂਣਾ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਕਿ ਆਈ ਐਮ ਪ੍ਰਾਊਡ, ਅੱਜ ਮੈਂ ਜੋ ਬਣ ਗਈ ਹਾਂ, ਤੇ ਮੇਰੀ ਓਨ ਹਿੰਮਤ ਨਾਲ ਤੇ ਕਰਜ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਓਨ ਵਿਧੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੇ ਸੋਚਣੀ ਤੇ ਕਿਤਾਬਾਂ ਪੜ੍ਹ ਕੇ ਐਂਡ ਨਿਊਟ੍ਰੀਸ਼ਨਲ ਡਾਈਟ ਚੇਂਜ ਕਰਕੇ ਅੱਜ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਹਾਜ਼ਰ ਕੀਤਾ. ਸੋ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਬੀਬੀਆਂ ਔਰ ਮੇਰੇ ਭੈਣ ਔਰ ਵੀਰ ਔਰ ਬੱਚੇ who are obese, let this not shut doors on you. Think about that there is light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe think about Adriana as a fine example. If she could do it, so can you do. So can you. ਪਰ ਇਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਇਮੋਸ਼ਨ ਸੀਗੇ, ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਫੇਰ ਪਿਛਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਫੇਰ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਕੀ ਬਣ ਗਈ ਸੀ. So, with so many of our, Adriana, welcome back. I have to do the translation. So many of every Indian function or Asian function is always celebrated with huge amounts of sugars or sweet meats, which could be sugar cakes and sweet cakes and things with colorants. And can you see the world of cupcakes? It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, what is the cake in there is only an inch. What is on the top is 2 inches. And I see people gulp it down and I say, my holy mighty, that's about 6 teaspoons of sugar.
Yes.
When will they burn it?
Yeah.
And it's shaking that what food industry is doing in USA. You walk into the store in USA and you see a cake for $1, and that's 12 inches by about 3 inches high, and I see women and I can resonate their thinking. So if I go home, I'll have to mix it, I'll have to put the oven on, I'll have a lot of washing, I might as well take 3. You know, they force you, they put food which is going to make you buy, and these are the foods that are bad for you. On the contrary, I say never go shopping on an empty stomach.
That's true.
Isn't it?
It's
You
very true.
end up buying the garbage.
Yeah.
You know, for women and household that I have huge viewership on a Monday, I get so much feedback of people who watched it and they say, wow, that was inspirational. We'll be looking out for your wonderful messages, but a message for you too as well. So have you ever indulged in ice cream on a hot day nowadays, or it's hard to find a good ice cream?
No.
I find it very hard to find a
Do you
good
know,
ice cream.
ice cream is not my favorite thing, but I will, yes. I mean, and even now, you know, it's about balance, right? If I thought that I was going to have to limit everything that's, you know, some of those things are nice to have the tasty, naughty things every once in a while. The trick is every once in a while and not the norm. So
Yes.
before, I was making it my habit every day. I wanted it today. I was craving it, and the more I eat it, the more I crave it,
Yeah.
right? Now I see it as a treat every once in a while, as opposed to
Yes.
something I'm doing every
Yeah,
day.
but you'll go back to the good food the next
Exactly.
day. Don't make it a habit.
Exactly.
A habit then becomes indulgence. Indulgence then becomes your character, and that would then hold you down for adding pounds and ounces and weight day in, day out. Our taste buds are terrible, aren't they? We can crave for the worst fats or the best fats.
Yes.
You love avocado. A lot of my viewers, Asian women, will say, oh, it's bland, it doesn't have a taste. And I say, add lemon, black pepper, add vinegar dressing. If you have avocado in the morning, it sets you for the day. Holy mighty, I've tried it so many times, and you love avocado. It's one of the cheapest fruits in Italy, but our Asian people do not have it. Here we pay a mighty big amount. And they say, oh my God, an avocado for 10, 15 pence in Italy, in the market, are lying there in wooden carts, by, you know, carts of 8 feet by 6 feet. And our people just walk past it because they don't have that taste. Don't you think our mind should be set to say, if I start my morning good, and I will keep on craving for good food through the day. If you start your morning bad, would you crave for bad food through the day then?
Yes, and I also find that if I eat something bad at the beginning of the day,
Yeah.
Let's say pancakes. I love pancakes. I can't eat them because
Okay.
if I start a day with pancakes,
Yes.
I feel so unwell within a few hours that I can tell the difference.
These are the
I feel
ready-made
more.
pancakes.
Yeah, or
which
even
are-
if I go to a restaurant or something and they make the pancakes, right? I'll feel so unwell for a couple of hours that the sugar and all the processed foods, etc., I don't have the same level of energy. So I know that while I like to eat them, I enjoy eating them, the consequence of me eating them is not feeling like I have very much energy for a few hours and a bit sluggish. So I choose not to.
Yeah.
And when I do eat something like that, then the taste buds instantly want to crave more and more and more. And it takes, I think, probably I think they say 28 days to change a habit. It's the same with our taste buds as well, that, you know, once we start eating healthier foods, we actually start craving healthier foods. So if I've gone for a couple of days, I went on a cruise recently with my family.
Oh dear, talk about that.
And each day I was a little bit naughty, but within reason.
Yeah.
But by the time I got home, all I was craving was a detox, what I call, right, of just healthy foods for a couple of weeks just to get it all out of my system because you can feel the difference.
I mean, I go on many, and I always make sure that the chef gets to know me and my taste, and they go out of their way and do the same thing on a grill or a griddle rather than deep frying, so I know that my food be ready at 1 o'clock and I don't need to go at 12:30 and indulge in the bad foods. Have you made water part of your regime?
Absolutely. I drink probably 3 to 4 liters a day.
You make it to 4?
Sometimes.
I need to
on a
congratulate
good
you.
day. On a good day, it's 4, but
Which is
mostly it's
pretty
3.
hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's that's the biggest problem. Most Asian diets would be tea and coffee and milk and dairy and white bread and more wheat and more cereal. I just condone cereal big time, you know. And water, Japanese have proved that water has got such magical properties. How much water you drink and how you drink. What about tea and coffee?
I will, but the coffee I use almond milk as opposed to regular milk, right? So it's a good substitute. And the truth is, you talk about the culture, the Indian culture. I completely appreciate. I've got a lot of great friends, and I've been privileged to attend a lot of Indian events. But I come from the southern U.S., where we're known for having fried foods and fatty foods and things like that, and it is really difficult to change the habits because your taste buds grow accustomed to eating in a certain way. That when you change it, at first it doesn't taste right and you don't like it, but I find that if you continue, just do it anyway, continue to make it a habit, and even though you may want something different, if you continue to make it a habit, then over time you find that your body craves something different. I used to, with my coffee, I would always have those sugary lattes, right? The ones with all the syrups and whatnot.
The syrups are going to be banned in 4 years in UK, thank God. And the sugar tax, thank God, about time.
Exactly.
24% tax, I should say, it should have been 45%.
Well, I just started in the beginning saying half the syrup, right? And then after half the syrup, I said, try it with no syrup. And I hated the taste, but I was determined to make the change. And now what's funny is
The bitter, the better.
I can't tolerate the sugary sweeteners in there and the syrups anymore because they taste terrible to me now. But that took time.
I know, sugar is one of the biggest killers and one of the biggest dead calories that make you add pounds and ounces hidden in sauces, in beans, in pasta sauces. Sugar is being ridden in every food in UK, everywhere actually, and about time too. Salt was another one. So, what we want to say with the minute left is, for every action we take in our life, there will be a reaction. For every reaction, we need to take more action, because that whatever food you reacted, you took action for that to compound and get better and feel better. Most people don't feel good, Adriana, with sugar, but they still want to consume it. I had somebody who said when she has sugar, she gets a little bit high and then she gets very tired and shaky. And I said, hello, that's called sugar blues, But, a 70-year-old woman saying that she's going out to the store and buying a ready-made shake, which is about 4 teaspoons. What message would you like to give last to people that for this topic, can any goal be achieved by our viewers? Do inspire them.
Yeah, absolutely. I would just say changing habits, changing things in our lives is difficult. It's not going to be easy, but with the right support and determination and making things a habit, it can be done.
Yeah. Have faith, be determined, and you'll be definitely defined to your goal that you can achieve for life to come. Have a very successful Monday and keep warm and cool and feed the birds with water. Let's think about nature around us and do walk every day. A wonderful message. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And Sat Sri Akal to all my wonderful viewers.
Bola!